At least it wasn't with 3.8 seconds left. Now,
41.6 seconds.
Good morning, Panther fans. Good morning, hockey fans, but especially good morning, Panther fans, because if you were watching that game last night, did it all come back for you, Stu? Because I know I'm sitting there with both boys just like I was, and we're just this. It was almost as though it happened again all over to us.
What sucked is I just sent you a text saying, looks like you're going to get your 3-2 overtime game.
Yeah.
And before I had a chance to finish. Boom.
Boom. I know.
What really pisses me off is that the Rangers had a 2-0 lead.
Yeah. And that's
and they shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, that was painful to watch because you could see it coming so slowly. It was like a slow moving lava, and you're tied to the tree and you know it's coming.
The bear woke up. Now, if you remember in yesterday's video, I said everything goes through 86.
Right.
You got to stay on them like flypaper. Well, that didn't happen.
No.
Look how that worked out.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
The other one is Stamkos.
Right. Yeah.
You put a bullet right by Shesterkin.
Yeah.
There you go.
And there you go. No, I know.
And then Hedman had a good game, and Vasilevsky stepped up.
Yeah, he did. But it was weird. It's like as soon as the Rangers, and we talked about this, and I want to get your opinion because not sure if we agree or disagree. It's 2-0. Now you said you saw somebody knock the stick out of Trouba's hand because I didn't see that part. But my take was just let the guy go in on Shesterkin. And I mean, Trouba just turned around and grabbed him. So it was blatant interference. And that's the first goal Tampa got. So what did you see?
Honest with you, I don't remember.
Well, that's one way.
Like it all bled into one. What got me was here's another game where Tampa was just like discombobulated. I mean, I don't understand. Into game 3 and they're still not playing good.
Right.
But they at some point, and I don't know the exact moment, but they like turned the switch on and said, hey guys, we're gonna lose, we're gonna go down 3-0, and that's not a good percentage to come back and right. So I mean, they got a couple of breaks. I mean, I definitely think that, the refs always do that. Home team, let's get the home team back in the game, and of course the crowd helps. I mean, it didn't at the Garden, when it did it at the Edmonton game with Draisaitl getting tripped, which wasn't a trip.
Right. Yeah, he's not saying just Tampa. A lot of times, if I think we've all noticed that if the home team starts the third period down a couple of goals, there will be some magical a weak penalty called so that the home team gets a power play in the first 5 minutes of the third period. We're talking across the board.
Especially when it's on national TV.
Right.
They scored 1 minute. It was 18:39 on the clock. So what is that? 1 minute and 21 seconds into the third.
Right.
Frankie V takes his once a game penalty.
Well,
cost
look,
yes
and no. Yeah, yes and no. Now, when I say he takes stupid penalties. Now that penalty, it's hard to have a problem with that because he's going a million miles an hour. He's trying to score, and you don't know what would have happened because the guy falls into the back of his legs. And I just don't understand. I talked about it in the recap. We talked about it, and a lot of people making comments.
Well, they called 2 penalties on Tampa. They had to call it one. Again,
right.
Not sure if we talked about it yesterday, but we're going to definitely just talk about it today. The NHL, the GMs, they got to get together and they got to alter that rule.
Right.
Because what's a player supposed to do when the defense is pushing him into the goalie?
Right. Yeah.
Either by cross check or push or whatever. What's a guy supposed to do when he's going 40 miles an hour?
Right.
Or 20 miles, whatever it is, he's doing the rush. He can't stop.
No. I mean, I can understand.
Something's got to be done. I don't know whether it's a you know, a judgment call that could be challenged. Oh, no, I don't know. I don't have the answer.
I know. I don't have the answer either.
I don't have the answer.
Like I said,
how would they alter that? How would they alter that rule? It would still be subjective.
right.
But right now, I don't think it doesn't really give the ref leeway.
No, somebody in the comments said that play, it's not even reviewable. So even if everybody was in agreement that Vetrano got pushed in, they couldn't review it. So at the very least, it should be reviewable to see how much of an effect did the defensive player have on the guy hitting the goal.
Listen, in all defense of our Tampa fan, the same thing happened to their guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the Rangers, the Ranger D-man or whatever pushed, forget who it was. I mean, again, I'm so upset about that game yesterday that, you know, I'm kind of like I blanked out the day after the Panthers 3.8.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have lost that game. They lost that game before the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because once they got their first goal, Tampa, the Rangers just changed they were so aggressive.
Right.
So much energy.
Right.
I know I texted that to you. Like, look at this team, man. They want it more.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you know, an early goal is scored in the third, and their just whole demeanor, the whole way they were playing that. Now it was basically, let's protect the lead.
Right.
And not like go nuts trying to get,
I mean,
a third goal.
Well, that was the thing, though, that first goal in the start the third period tied it up. But you're still right, because that's how the Rangers were. It's like the Rangers forgot they needed to score again. It was very, they played the third period exactly that way. Like they were protecting the lead, but they weren't, you know what I mean? So, but
listen, Tampa stepped it up.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
And again, got to just go hard a full six until you hear that horn blow.
Yep.
Here's another example. And I'm not saying the Rangers let up, but it kind of,
well, look,
I mean, listen, can't take away how great of a player he is, even though I hate his fucking guts. Kucherov is really good.
Yeah.
That he found Palat, that, you know, that pass was just incredible.
Yep.
And Palat buried it. That's something that, you know.
Right. Look, the surprising thing for me
do when, like, the Huberdeau.
Yeah. He roofed it.
You know?
He roofed it. The thing for me, though, is that it's got to be frustrating for Gallant and the Rangers is that you just watched 5 minutes ago where Tampa with 3.8 seconds left did that to the Panthers. You would think you get into the last couple minutes that they would be like, yeah, let's make sure that shit don't happen to us guys, and double down. But you could see Tampa was just taking it to them and look, if Tampa doesn't, the way that game is going, if Tampa doesn't score there, they win in overtime anyway. And then I would have got my 3-2 overtime win and I could have shut up about it. But instead, I got to go with it again tonight. That's 3 games in a row, by the way. That's been 2-2 up until the last.
Listen, we both predict. I mean, the only thing I got wrong yesterday, sorry guys, is that I really thought Tampa was going to come out strong.
Yeah.
I never expected the Rangers to be up 2-0. I really thought yesterday it was going to be Tampa that was going to be up. So
yeah,
obviously so much for, making predictions.
Well, look,
but I did get, the Kucherov and Stamkos thing, right? I mean, it just, Kucherov is, I tell you, you gotta stick on that guy. Even if he still finds a way to get around you.
Yeah. The more I watch Tampa, the more I wonder what was in our drink, thinking we were beating that team. You know, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know if we were out of our mind or.
My son says to me, Dad, they're still up 2-1. And I said, most probably they tie it now. And then it's a best of 3.
Right.
And the Rangers have home ice.
Right.
Game 7 at the Garden.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with that.
It ain't like Game 7 at the Florida Live Arena.
Right. Have we had a Game 7?
If you know what I mean.
Have we ever had a home Game 7? It only would have been 96 because the Devils was in New Jersey, right?
No, we won. We won Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Right.
I don't think the Bruins went 7, and I don't
No,
think
no.
the
Pittsburgh
Flyers
was the
went
only
7.
one that
I
went
think they were
7.
6.
Yeah, because it went 5, 6, and 7 in '96, and then the only other one was the Devils, and that was in New Jersey, right? I'm pretty sure somebody will know in the comments. I'm fairly certain that was in New Jersey. Probably was. Anyway,
You know what?
I think
It's
so
not
because we
important. It's
won
not
that old
important.
we won that old Southeast division, and it wasn't like we had a million points, so most likely. But yeah, so the point is, he's probably never. We've certainly never had one at Florida Live. That's
Right.
for sure. So
Yeah, but the point is, comparing the Garden to Emily Arena,
right.
it's just something magical about the Garden.
Sure. Yeah, and
You
look,
know?
the fans were nervous yesterday to start the game too. They weren't, when we've seen Tampa, that arena just be absolutely blasting lit from puck drop, and it wasn't. And then at 2-0, it was I want to say it was quiet, but there was the nerves. And I just wonder if when it got to 2-0, if it was just that little door in the Rangers players' head that said, we're up 2-0. We're up 2-0. I think Tampa's done. I think we might up. I mean, that's how it looks, man.
No, they were still trugging along. It wasn't until they got that.
Well, that's what I mean. When Tampa scored, they couldn't turn it back on. You know what I mean? When Tampa scored, they couldn't turn it back on.
Listen, they had their chances. They had their power plays.
Yeah.
Tampa scored 2 power play goals. Right. So again, just like us, they shot themselves in the foot with penalties. You can't stop that Kucherov on the right and Stamkos on the left.
No, you can't.
That one-timer?
No.
That one-timer was going 94 miles an hour, they said.
Yeah.
I mean, Shesterkin's been great stopping him, but it's a numbers game. Eventually, Stamkos is going to find the spot where Shesterkin can't get it.
Right. Tampa had like 50 shots. It was at one point it was like 46 or 49 shots.
Yep.
So I mean, they had 50 shots. Eventually, your goaltender can have a .920 save percentage, but I think at 50 shots, he's still giving up 3. So I mean,
Yeah, it was a listen. It's one of those losses you got to just shake off,
and that's the tough thing.
That's the tough thing. If the
they
Rangers
were going
get
back,
lucky, if they could squeak out a win in Tampa, great. If not,
right? Yeah, I'm not.
Then just like with Game 3, I said the importance of Game 3.
Right.
So now, if they tie at Tampa, then Game 5 becomes pivotal.
Right. Yeah, I'm not putting any money on Tampa to lose tomorrow. That's for sure.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't either. But wilder things have happened.
I'd have made myself a couple of bucks if I would have just put some money on 3-2 finals instead of worrying about it getting to overtime, because that's twice now. That's actually 3 games in a row with the 3-2, and it's not happening. So I'm going again tonight. Oilers are going to win in overtime, 3-2. I've called in fact, that series, I think I've called every game 3-2 Oilers in overtime. So I'm just sticking with it at this point. I'm going to will them to a win. I'm getting closer, man. The game before it was 6 minutes. Last night was 41 seconds. So I think I'm going to be able to pull it off tonight.
Listen, this just brings it all back to the Panthers and the change in system.
Right. Yeah.
Because now you see the regular season is worthless. How many times have I said stats are worthless?
Right.
A team gets 50 shots on goals.
Right.
0. 50 shots and 0 goals. That's what happened to the Panthers, right? The last game?
Yep. Exactly.
Now, look at these scores of these games. You ain't getting those 6-1, you're not getting the type of wins like the Panthers saw in the regular season. Right. I don't know. It's just a completely different animal in the playoffs. Yep. So you're looking at the 2-1s, 1-0, 3-2.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
The
only reason it gets to 4-2 is whatever with an empty net. But The bottom line is a new system has to be put in place, focused on defense.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping Bob continues. I mean, Bob had a good year. I'm not saying he had a great
traded,
year, but you can't complain about Bobrovsky last year because we ended up finishing first in the league.
Yeah, I traded Bob to Edmonton. You didn't read the article. You didn't hear. I already made the trade. I traded Bob to Edmonton.
Yeah, no,
I already worked.
You and I
look, Bob. Here we go. Listen, I already even worked out the math. Bob, and let me get through it because it's tricky. Bob and Uyghur to Edmonton, Trouba and a 1 to us. We eat. Wait.
Trouba's on the Rangers, bro.
Not Trouba. Oh, geez. Duncan Keith. Thank you. Duncan, I got Trouba on the head. Keith, don't let me finish. Bob and Uyghur to Edmonton. Keith and a 1 to the Panthers. We split the salary with Keith, and then we buy him out. That then Edmonton only needs to find $1 more million to be able to put, and we take 30%. We retain 30% of Bobrovsky. That leaves Edmonton. They only need $1 more million because they got $7 million in cap to do it. All right. Keith is on an expiring contract. It's only the 1 year. So if they split it and we buy it out, everybody wins. And they get to replace Keith with Uyghur. They've got their goalie Edmonton set, and we're out of cap hell. All we got to do is convince Bob and his wife that Edmonton is better than South Florida. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening.
I know. And
I mean, it's great mental masturbation, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah, well, you know,
Keith hasn't looked bad. You know what I mean?
Oh, we could keep him if we're gonna. We'd have the money to keep him if we split. If we split. If we take half. If Edmonton will split it with us, because Uyghur's cap hit is under 4, so they'd have the money to do it. It could work. It could work, with the exception of ain't no freaking way in hell Bobrovsky's going to go to Edmonton. But then actually, we were talking about on the stream last night, and people made a good point that he grew up in Russia. So I said, well, maybe he wants his daughter to grow up in with the snow and the harsh winters like he did. It served him well. So we could work on this. And the point being, it's a shame it won't work.
What's the incentive for Bob as far as, now forget about the weather and all that jazz. What's the incentive from him going to a team that finished first in the league as opposed to Edmonton? I don't know.
A team that's in the conference finals and all they need is a goalie. I'm just saying.
All right, listen, I'll keep open-minded about it. I already said if Bobrovsky waives his trade,
right,
we'll have to tape me falling off my chair.
I know, right? But if it happens,
I'm not going to eat my hat.
You're not going to eat your.
But I will fall off my chair,
right?
If Bob waives his no. But it's really good. I mean,
no, let's pick something else because your back is already hurt enough, bro. We can't have you falling off the chair. Oh, I don't know if you'll get up.
That's true. The back is just really bad.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I remember it's funny. So many times we're texting with each other and you send me the text, I send you the text at the same time, and it's the same exact thought.
Yep.
Isn't that why? How many times does that happen?
No, it happened at least once a game.
We both said Bob and we get to Edmonton if we were looking for a trading partner, it would be Edmonton. Edmonton needs a goalie.
Edmonton needs a goalie. And
Mike Smith is
I
mean, if they had Mike Smith in his prime, all those years wasted in Arizona, if Edmonton had Mike Smith, different, big difference. But I still think Colorado right now is a bulldozer, and it's going to be whether they sweep or not. I don't see. I mean, Colorado was the favorite to win the cup.
Right.
I had Colorado and the Panthers in the finals.
Right.
If the Panthers had shown up and just played, to their ability.
The hardest part about what happened with us is I can explain how we lost the series to the Lightning. I can't explain the sweep. I still can't. I got nothing other than coaching, and we didn't show up. There's no.
That's what it is. Listen.
I mean, like last year, we could say, well, 6 games, maybe with Ekblad, we take it
with
to 7.
Ekblad,
Right. Right.
With Ekblad, we win that series last year.
But this year was just there's nothing you could point to. I mean, there was nothing good. There was nothing.
Yeah. How many times did you hear the word nervous?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nervous and tentative and not confident.
Right.
That's the problem. The Panthers were so confident in the regular season.
Right.
Like they went into every game.
Yeah.
Just like thinking we're going to win this game.
Right. Right.
And they did. Because they had two. I mean, they started off the season 12-0.
Right. Yeah.
And then lost to Seattle.
Yeah.
And then they had another 13-game winning streak. So, I mean, they were just.
Yeah. All right. Let's not torture ourselves anymore.
Yeah, that's all it is right now. It's torture because it's really disgusting that we're not going to be playing for the cup.
Right.
Like you coined it. What a waste.
What a waste. Yeah.
But what happens next year?
Well, and I think that's part of what's so hard for us right now is we don't know what the hell's going on. It's like if they had at least just tell us what's going on. We want Brunette or we don't. At least give us something so that we can talk about the possibilities. Right now, everything is, like you said, mental masturbation because we don't know shit of what's possible.
If Zito brings Brunette back, and I have a feeling Vinny's going to be involved in that decision.
Right.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
I had to think, that, well, let's just leave it at that. Bringing in a new coach with a new system, Trotz is the perfect candidate.
Yes.
I am like shocked that the Islanders gave up on
Oh,
him.
yeah. I mean, what the hell? Talking about they need a new voice in the room. It's like, I mean, it wasn't even like they were bad at the beginning of the season. We know why. And then,
Listen, that guy had no emotion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Q at least would lose his temper and start screaming,
Right.
At the referees, even whatever. I mean, I've seen some YouTube clips where, they were like behind the scenes.
Right.
And Q's going off on the Blackhawks.
Right.
So
right.
We need a coach like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I know. I know it's frustrating and
let's see what happens. Let's see how much money we could, it's like the shell game, they have to move them. They have to move them. They're going to have to be really creative.
Yeah.
To get most of the guys back.
Right. Well,
I think it's a foregone conclusion. You and I agree that Giroux is probably not going to be here next year.
I can't imagine.
If we had won the cup, it'd be a different story. But I have a feeling, it's all about the money, man. It's all about
shit. I mean, if nothing else,
it's going to be his last contract.
Right. If nothing else, Edmonton's got $7 million. They could take Giroux. You know what I mean? I mean, they've got cap space.
I think Giroux's going to go to like Ottawa. He's going to go to like, Montreal or Ottawa. Like, I think he's from there. So
that's interesting.
But you never know.
You never know.
He might re-sign with the Flyers if they throw him enough money. Who knows?
Right. Depends on how bad he wants to win a cup or keep playing.
I'm just curious to see what Zito does with Weegar.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's the biggest domino. I mean, what you do there affects everything else down the line.
Yeah, what sucks is the Yandel hit.
Right.
We didn't have the Yandel hit. I mean, $5.4 million is a lot of lot of scratch.
That's more than I think that's more than the Edmonton cap hit for both goaltenders. I've been looking at because they didn't pay a whole lot for those guys.
Listen, I said it at the time.
I think
instead of Bobrovsky, and I said this to you, reminded you about it yesterday. There was Varlamov.
Yeah.
There was Mrazek.
There was one other.
There was Robin Leonard.
Yeah.
Who had a really good year that year before. Those guys you could have got for between $4 and $5 million.
Right. And
the fact that Talents signed them to 7 years, locked them in with a no trade. I mean, that's just fucking stupid.
we have been a victim of some unfortunate timing. Like, we got rid of Markstrom to bring back Luongo, but maybe we should have kept Markstrom long-term instead. And then when it came time to figure out what to do at goaltender, we didn't realize what Drieger was. So if we would have known what Drieger was, we would have just given him the 3 years and the $5 million to give Knight time to develop. So
The problem with Markstrom
this
is-
year with the Ekblad injury, we get rid of guys and then we didn't need them. So, I mean, we've had some funky things that we go and do something. And then like 5 minutes later, well, shit, we shouldn't have done that.
The problem with Markstrom was he was really young and
Right.
he did shit here.
No, I know.
And we gave up
yeah.
on him. And now he had a
Right.
chance to mature.
Right.
And he's one of the top goalies in the league.
Right.
At
So-
the same token, look at Montalban.
Right. Yeah.
He hasn't done
No.
really squat for the Canadians.
Nope. No.
So, it's hit
But
and
you
miss
never
with
know.
goalies.
Yeah.
I just don't want them, I mean, they got to lock up Knight.
Well, yeah, because remember
They got to find the they got to find the money for him.
right.
The question of what do you think he's worth and what do you think he's going to be asking and what do you think they're going to sign him for? I say comments, guys. I say Knight's worth. He's a $5 million goalie now.
Well,
And just wait,
yeah.
not so much for today, but just project for the next few years.
Oh, I think his team is going to. If I'm his agent, I'm telling the Panthers, I'll give you one more year at maybe 2 or 3 million, but you better play my kid and fix your cap problems, or we look elsewhere. If I'm his agent, now I'm not saying if I'm Spencer Knight, that's different. But if my job is to get him the best possible deal, I'm telling the Panthers, I'll give you one more year to get your shit together.
A bridge deal?
Yeah, because at this point, Spencer's looking at Vasilevsky and going, well, that son of a bitch got to play, and then he got an almost $10 million a year deal. So there's a business side to this. These kids aren't stupid. They only have so many opportunities. And
21 now.
right, he's 21, and
He's not 25 or 26.
No, but neither was
prime of his
Vasilevsky.
career.
Neither was I think Vasilevsky's only 24 now. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Because I was during the off season, I remember when I was doing research, Vasilevsky is
26.
he 20? He was born in 94. So let me look at his contract,
He
because
was born in 94, then he's 28.
yeah, I thought he was younger.
I
Let
thought
me
he was 26. All right, so he's
signed,
28.
okay,
so-
he signed it when he was young. He signed an 8-year. Let me look at this. It was an 8-year, $76 million deal. So when did
25 to 32, in my opinion, is the prime years for a goalie. Maybe stretch it to 34, depending on who it is. I mean,
So
it's very
his-
rare.
his salaries, the 8-year deal. Oh, that's interesting. So, because they did it with a lot of bonuses and everything. For 2021, his base salary was $3.5 million with an $8.5 million signing bonus. Then last season, his base was $1 million, but a $10 million signing bonus. And then now his base has been $4 million, and then there's $5 million, and he's got $4 and $5 million signing bonuses. And then in the last year, 27-28, when he's 33, it goes down.
What's
to
his
3
cap?
and 3.
What's his cap hit?
Right now, yeah, his cap hit for all the years is $9.5 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
He's worth
So-
it.
Yeah. So yeah, he was a little bit older than I thought. I guess I was just so surprised how young he was a couple of years ago that it just, when you're my age, kids, their age just stays the same. They're like 24 forever. You know what I mean? You forget that they're aging because they don't look like they're aging.
Yeah, but he's going to be. I'm telling you, he's going to be asking for at least $5 million.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
They're going to, his agent's going to do the comps.
Right.
At his age right now, we all know he's the number one goalie of the future.
Yeah.
It's just a question of what can we milk? How much can we milk Bob for? Another year?
Well, like Mike said on Twitter, every year that we play him now, like his value is never going to be higher. So we play him. I mean, if we play him next year and he looks great in game 50, he pulls a groin, tears a groin, guy does remember that's around the age Luongo started getting a little dinged up.
And it's long-term injured reserve. And then they save the money. The only way we're getting rid of Bob is buying him out.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, again, I don't even think it's a 10% chance of him waiving his no trade. I don't see it.
Right.
I just don't see it.
Right. All right. Well, this is
anyway. So what do we got? We got Colorado and Edmonton tonight.
Colorado, Edmonton 3-2 overtime. I know that's a shock, but I'm going with it.
It's in Edmonton.
Come on, Edmonton, do something. Come on. Right? It's in Edmonton. Don't get swept at home, man.
You know what sucks? I think I told you this. So I have a former client that lives in Edmonton half the year, and in the summer he lives here in Boca.
Right.
The guy's very wealthy. He's got his suite in Edmonton is right now. He's good friends with Daryl Katz. They say Kates, but it's Katz. Okay, Jewish guy. And anyway, so I have an open invitation. I mean, he's asked me at least 2 or 3 times, when are you coming?
Right.
When are you coming? If Edmonton had gotten in the finals,
yeah, sure, why not? You go.
I would go out for like a game 6 or game 7.
Yeah,
just to see the cup. But
yeah,
anyway, that just a little slight tidbit there.
Yeah, we'd have to have a Fly Stew to Edmonton live stream. We'd have to have a Fly Stew to Edmonton live stream.
You know what gets me? What gets me is all of these people that sit outside the arena. Like yesterday, the Tampa, all these people had like beach chairs.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the hot sun watching the game. I
think that started with COVID, and then they just kept doing it.
Yeah.
I don't remember that the last few years. It must be it started with COVID. They figured, all right, well, we can watch outside. Because, especially when they had, I think they did it when they were in like the bubble, right? And
maybe. What's cool is that, the Colorado opened up the arena.
Yeah, so I saw that.
They had an arena full of people watching on the screen. That's cool.
That's cool.
But for people to sit outside, I mean, granted, it's May and June, so it's nice and warm.
Right. No, I know. But like I said, I looked around. Those are young people. We're not young people. We had if we were 25, we'd be there. We'd be there. We'd be there with our Panther hats on, hitting on the chicks. It is what it is, man. You know what? So, all right. We've aged ourselves enough this morning. I think it's time for us to shut up.
So let's talk. Let's just give a moment. I don't know if you want to keep it a surprise under wraps until you finally launch it, but maybe give a little teaser about what's coming as far as merch.
Well, I did launch the mug. I launched and it's in the community post, and I got to order samples and everything, but I wish I had a sample, but I obviously don't have it just yet. But it's a mug with our mugs. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to,
it's the caricature of both Stu and I on one side, and on the other, it's both Flying Fluffy logos, because there's a rare Flying Fluffy logo that not many people have seen. It's the one where he's laying on his back with the stick in his mouth. When my daughter did it, she paid, so she surprised me for that, for Father's Day or my birthday years ago, and she commissioned somebody on a site, and they made those 2 logos. So
very cool.
Yeah, very cool. So we've launched that, and every couple of days I'm having time to make a new product. Teespring is not as user friendly as they used to be. So hats are in a work in progress. I'm either going to have to work with somebody that can do the technical.
Anyway, so
end.
that's coming. Hit the like button, people.
Yeah.
Okay. Hit
It's
subscribe.
Yeah.
Hit notifications.
Right. And send Stu all your pain
let's
relievers.
grow the channel. What are we up to now?
We're closing in on 2,300. It's picked back up. There was a little dip, but now, and that's why I keep wanting more games, you know, because this is going to end. This is going to end. And
after the cups awarded, then all we have to do is, start talking about.
We're going to open up OnlyFans.
Free agency, and I mean, obviously, we'll be Johnny on the spot if a coaching change is made or a major thing is made.
Yeah. We're gonna open up an OnlyFans, and what our OnlyFans thing is going to be is if you have you send us the story, and if you'd like 15 minutes of two old men just absolutely blasting somebody in particular, we got that covered. We will do that. We'll do the whole thing. All right. So yeah, it'd be bitchagram. We'll call ourselves bitchagram. All right. And with
anyway, have a good day, y'all.
Yep. Thanks for the support. I'll see you guys 1 hour before the game tonight, and hopefully we get more games after this.
Yeah.
Yep.